Trapmore gang, I'm sure you've seen the news, the viral content of the day that has been going around. It's, of course, the 4 Extra interview on Cam Capone's channel. Now, there has been a lot of drama. There's been a lot going on with this piece of content, okay? This has been going absolutely crazy, all right? And this is the clip that's going wild. 4 Extra goes off on Adam22 and No Jumper, all right? I took him to Vernon Ave, and he laughed at me with my enemies, okay? Now, there's been a lot of talk about this 4 Extra interview. There's been a lot of talk, there's been a lot of hate, there's been a lot of controversy. You got a lot of people making videos about it. And the one person who hasn't spoken about this is me, the guy that's in the interview, the guy that's hosting the interview, the guy that put this whole thing together. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit frustrated with some of the discourse going on around this because ain't nobody got the facts about this whole situation that went down with this 4 Extra interview. And I really wanted to just get it off my chest in this video. I want to get it off my chest and I want to tell my side of the story because I feel like there's just so much cap going on around this story. I feel like there's so many false narratives being put out there around this interview. And I want to just get it off my chest, honestly. And this is going to be no disrespect. 4 Extra, that's my man's, all right? That's my homie, okay? Adam, that's my close homie. That's like my OG. Like, Adam blessed me into the game in a lot of ways, okay? So I got love for Adam too. And Cam Capone, that's I guess, a colleague. I call Cam Capone a colleague. I've done a couple interviews with him. We on YouTube. We in the same space. We at similar level. I got a shout out to Cam Capone, okay? But I feel like I need to just tell my side of the story to just get it off my chest, set the record straight, and really just tell people what it was and what it wasn't, okay? So let's go all the way back to the start. Story time. I'll tell you the whole story, all right? I bumped into 4 Extras, okay, at No Jumper. Adam's my man's. I've known him for years. He's one of the first people, one of the first big content creators or celebrities or hip hop media people, whatever you want to call it, that showed me love. Okay. And I always give credit to House Phone. He was the first person from over there at No Jumper that like recognized me, see me in his algorithm, put me on, told Adam about me. Adam started showing love. And again, this is no disrespect. Shout out to House Phone. I've met House Phone once for all of 3 minutes. Okay. I've tried to meet House Phone a bunch of times. Okay. I guess he got a lot going on in his personal life. House Phone was the first person to notice me, but Adam actually showed me love. Adam turned up. Adam will pull up. Adam's pulled up, pulled up on me in all kinds of scenarios. I've been to his birthday. He's invited me out. We've been to parties together. I've hung out. I've been around his kid. I've become really good friends with Adam, okay? And, I'm grateful for the people that put me in position and showed me love. But Adam from No Jumper has been a true friend to me. He's been a great friend to me. He's shown me a lot of love. He's put me in position. He's just showed me a whole inspiring side of life that I never would have known. He inspired me to do what I do, to go harder with my channel, to take things to the next level, to spend time in Los Angeles. He's put me around rappers that I've admired. He's put me in position to make money. Great opportunities. I'm always grateful for him. And that's not somebody who I would ever want to stab in the back. And that's why I feel like some of the false narratives around this 4 Extra situation have hurt my feelings, because I feel like to some people it looks like I stabbed Adam in the back, and that's not the case. And some people, I got done dirty in this situation, low-key, maybe by accident, maybe not on purpose. But again, I just want to get this off my chest. So Adam, he's shown me love. I've been coming to LA for years. From the UK. I'm not from here, okay? I'm not from the United States. I'll be out in the US doing my thing now and then, all right? I hop out from the UK to the US, boom, boom, boom. I go back and forth, right? Over time, I've established links. I've established myself in Los Angeles, and I basically come and go as I please, okay? I'm very, very grateful that that's the situation that I'm in now. The thing is, I've met a lot of people from being around Adam. I met 4 Extras when I came to Adam's studio. He told me, yo, I got this new guy. He's the new Crip Mac. He basically is like, this guy's like the new Crip Mac. Crip Mac's in jail. He's a new Crip with big energy, big personality. He's going to be a star, all right? He ain't never said nothing bad about 4 Extras like that until the situation went left. And I did a live stream with Adam. We had a viral moment where I said a word that I wasn't supposed to say in front of 4 Extras. It was a genuine accident. He gave me a pass, but we had a viral moment. There's, a few little viral clips going around of us. There's a clip where he's got his arm raised, kind of got me in a headlock and shit. It was cool to meet him. He was a good guy. I felt like I was like, yeah, this is a good guy. Like, I did some content with Crip Mac before, and Adam put me in position for that too. And I felt like, yo, this guy could be a star. This guy's got potential. I like this guy, man. I like 4 Extras. So a little bit of time goes on, and I'm back in LA. We're doing a longer trip. Like I come back and forth to LA all the time. Okay, it's just a normal thing for me. I'm established in LA, and I come and go as I please. Sometimes I come for a week, sometimes I come for a month, sometimes I come 2-3 months. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, it just is what it is. But I came to LA. I did a piece of content where me and 4Extra and other people from No Jumper went to the zoo. I'm very, very grateful for these kinds of opportunities. Not only is it a fun day out for me to get out and socialize, because I ain't gonna lie, I just be in the crib working all the time, but it's fun to meet new people, do content. Adam's put me in position to be in a No Jumper vlog, and I'm out there with 4Extra. We make a really great piece of content. But during that day, I feel like I became friendly with 4Extra. You know, we had a caricature done. We hung out off camera. I'm telling him, you know, I'm trying to, I couldn't say I'm trying to big bro him, because he a bigger bro for sure. But like, I'm trying to just like drop game on him and say, bro, like I've said to him, like, bro, you just need that one party song that's going to go viral. You could really do this music thing. You could be having a Billboard chart hit. Like if you have your song off the back, like if you come up with a crit party anthem for LA that gets the streets turned, gets the parties turned, I'm like, you could really have a hit song. I'm telling you, like, you keep going with this content shit, keep going with the music shit. Like, I believe in you. I'm just trying to give him love and give him game. We've become friends. Cut to the 4th of July. Shit goes left. He has a situation. He loses his hand. And I ain't gonna lie, that seeing that horrible picture that was going around, that hurt me. That someone I'd call 4Extra a friend. That's my friend in pain, in need. I was so sad to see that, man. That really broke my heart. And that was hard to see, man. Like someone that you rock with, that's your friend, that you've become. I've just met him. I ain't gonna be under no illusions. It's like, this is my best home. This is my best friend. This is somebody that I've just met, that I've taken a liking to. I see a lot of potential in him, and to see that happen to him was heartbreaking. All right, I was so sad to see that. I know Adam was sad to see that too. I don't think Adam was, you know, 4Extra's got his opinion that Adam was laughing and joking about the situation and stuff. I feel like when I spoke to Adam offline right after that situation that happened, we was both devastated. I knew that he was hurt by what he'd seen. I was hurt by what I'd seen. Adam knew him better than I did. And real talk, man, like, you know, that shit was hard to see. And I know Adam was really upset about what happened. Now, the thing with Adam, he a fun guy. He a cool, you know, he'll talk about anything. Nothing's off the table. He does porno. Nothing's off the table with him, okay? And I know that 4Extra was hurt when Adam was on the show a few days after. You know, 4Extra felt like he was joking and laughing. Adam felt like he was trying to keep it serious, but his show, it's No Jumper's not a serious show. No Jumper's not 60 minutes, okay? And if 4Extra feels like Adam having people like Munchie on who he has issues with, talking and joking about the situation in Adam's presence is out of line, he's entitled to feel that way. And at the same time, if Adam feels like, look, I didn't insult him, I didn't disrespect him intentionally, and it's a light-hearted media show, and we have all types of people on, he's not finna just fire Munchie because one of Munchie's ops got hurt, or I don't even know if you'd call them ops, but just somebody they don't see eye to eye got hurt. You know, is he supposed to just end the show and end the live broadcast? That shit goes out live. Like, oh, you can't disrespect. So I feel like Adam's somebody who is, and I fucks with Adam, that's my man, but like Adam's stubborn. He don't like being told what to do. He don't like being told he's in the wrong. Like if you disagree with Adam, like he finna die on his hill. All right, and I respect him. I respect the fact that he's got his opinions. He doesn't let people bully him. I ain't gonna lie, I'll keep it real. I'm more of a bitch than Adam, okay? When these gangsters and shit, they be stressing me out and threatening me. Like, it stresses me out. I'm like, oh shit, I need to do this. I need to patch this up. He don't give a fuck. And I actually admire the way that he moves in some ways. And then in other ways, I'm like, bro, I ain't got the stones to move like he does. So he stood on business as far as he didn't feel like 4Extra was right in the way that he interpreted the situation. Now, here's where the thing went wrong. And this is where I'm going to tell you some stuff that nobody knows offline. I'm going to tell you some stuff. I'm going to just put it out there, okay? And this is no disrespect. 4Extra's entitled to feel how he felt about Adam, and he went through a terrible trauma. And as he discusses in this interview, having his enemies on the show laughing at him when he was going through that hurt his feelings. And that's valid, all right? Adam, he's not seeing it that way. He's thinking it's a light-hearted show. He wasn't personally making fun of 4Extra. He feels like, bro, we talk about the news. You was in the news. That was front page New York Post. All these big publications were talking about what happened to 4Extra. So Adam feels like he's entitled to have a show and talk about it if it's in the news. Same way that if Munchie B gets indicted for 5 murders, bro, we're going to be talking about it. And they probably a couple people in the room are going to make jokes about how he's the the demon of Inglewood, the King Von of Inglewood, and he was just the gravedigger or whatever, right? And like, if he feels like that's disrespect and he doesn't feel like that should have been spoken about on the show, that's fair. But ain't no way Adam gonna be like, bro, this is what it is. Now, in the midst of that, there was a rumor going around, okay? Before we go into that, okay? So what happened is that 4Extra apparently called Adam very upset and basically said, yeah, come meet me at a spot. And Adam said he felt like 4Extra was going to hurt him or kill him, or he was like, nah, I was getting bad energy from him. I didn't want to go and meet him. He offered to go to the hospital and meet him. He was told no visitors at the hospital, and then Kevin Gates was at the hospital. So Adam felt some type of way about not being invited to the hospital when Kevin Gates was at the hospital, and 4Extras felt some type of way about Adam talking about him on the show. 4Extras invites Adam to, I guess, a studio or a location. Adam doesn't feel comfortable and doesn't go. And that's where the relationship breaks down. And between these two guys, they're two hard-headed guys that are successful in their own fields where they're from, all right? They get love where they're from in two different worlds. They ain't seeing eye to eye, okay? And at this point, the relationship's hard to fix, right? In the midst of that, the rumor starts going around that 4Extras are asking for $50,000 for an interview. Now, because Adam is upset about the situation with 4Extra and 4Extra not showing him love, not inviting him to the hospital, okay? Adam starts airing that out on the news and on the show and stuff like that, okay? Saying, oh, 4Extra's wanting $50,000 for an interview. Ain't no one going to give him that. He ain't worth that. Now, it transpires that Adam's paying, at least up until this point, Adam was paying 4Extra some kind of, you know, good monthly amount to be on the show and to be in a certain amount of content. Whatever that vlog was, we went to the news. And just bear in mind, and I don't say this in any disrespectful way, I've never been paid a penny from No Jumper. Any appearance I've ever done on No Jumper has been free. That's my homies, that's my crew that I rock with. I just pop up and go on there. I've never asked for money. I don't need money. I'm good with money, to be honest with you. I'm good. So I'll pop up any platform I've ever been. I ain't never been paid. I ain't been paid to go on Vlad. Right? Some people get paid. I don't ask to get paid because that's love. I don't need to, I don't want to. I've never said to Adam, yo, I want to get paid for this, that, and the other. Okay. So that's just off the rip, right? That's just for the record. I just wanted to make that clear. 4Extra's getting paid a monthly amount to do things. That vlog that we did at the zoo, he's getting paid for that. I'm just pulling up. That's a fun day out for me. That's the homies ask if I want to go to the zoo. I'm down. And we're going to film it? Cool. Obviously, things go left. I don't know exactly how it went down, but obviously Adam's no longer paying 4Extra to be on the show. 4Extra's not turning up to the show. Their business relationship ends at a certain point. And somewhere in between there, Adam donates $1,000 to 4Extra's GoFundMe. Now, it's not a life-changing amount of money, but I think that was the most amount anyone donated. And I think maybe I was the second biggest donor. I think I'd sent like $500-600. Again, it's like, I feel like there's been a lot of things recently where it's like, oh, that's not enough. Oh, you only donated 1,000. Oh, you only sent this person 500. It's like, bro, I don't have to send anyone anything, bro. I don't owe anyone anything. So Adam wanting to do that for 4Extra, I thought was a nice thing. Obviously, it didn't help. It didn't go down. It didn't do anything, right, for the relationship. And I feel like there was probably a little bit of saltiness on Adam's behalf, feeling like, well, look, you hating on me and you inviting other people to meet you at the hospital, but not me, and I sent you $1,000, you ungrateful. Now, again, 4Extra's been through so much that, like, he's in a mental state where he's gone through a really traumatic event, and he's entitled to feel however he wants to feel about shit at that point, okay? So it is what it is. You got two guys that are going through different scenarios, not seeing eye to eye. Now, here's where things really go left, because we're hearing all this stuff about, oh, 4Extras wants $50,000 for an interview. Now, Adam was basically saying that's too much, that's ridiculous, ain't no one going to pay that. I feel like there's a world where 4Extras gets paid $50,000 for an interview and it is worthwhile, and whoever pays that recoups the money. I think there is a world where that happens, but I think just that's unfortunately not what ended up happening. And I think as more time passed, I feel like it became more of a thing where Adam, because he was feeling upset about what went down with 4Extra, Adam kind of bringing that up a lot, all right? And he kind of throwing that in 4Extra's face. And again, it's almost like he's not thinking 4Extra's been through this traumatic incident. He's feeling like, bro, I was putting money in 4Extra's pocket to the point where, like, how are you not even inviting me to the hospital? How are you not showing me a little bit of love? Like, really just me talking on a podcast with people that you don't get along with about the situation that was front page news is enough? So I think Adam felt betrayed at a certain point. And again, it's like, I ain't going to tell 4Extra how to feel. I ain't going to tell Adam how to feel. I'm just telling you this is what was going down. Now, in the midst of all of this, more and more time passes. And I think it gets to the point where it's like, as we get further away from the incident, it's less and less likely that someone's going to give 4Extra a large amount of money for the interview, just because time is passing and it's kind of being it was a huge front page news story, and then it's like other things start happening in the culture, and it's kind of like it becomes less and less likely. But I still felt like this could have been patched up. Now, I went to No Jumper and I had a private conversation with Adam, and I basically said to him, and you know what I'm saying, look, I hope he doesn't mind me putting this out there, but I'm sure he would vouch for this happening, okay? I'm in the office with him. He's kind of saying, oh, I'm pissed at 4Extra. Like, I'm not, why wasn't I invited to the hospital? Like, why is he not grateful for all the money that I'd done put in his pocket up until this point? Just because I did one podcast with other people that he don't get along with talking about his situation when he front page news. Now, I felt I was in the middle of the scenario. So I've said to Adam, I'm like, look, man, he's been through a really traumatic scenario. I feel like you got to give him the benefit of the doubt in this situation. I feel like you should patch it up with him. I feel like you should humble yourself and go to him on positive vibes. I feel like he's been through a lot. You should let it go, what you feel like he wronged you on, and you should just go to him with positive vibes and make him an offer. Look, this was just my opinion. I said to Adam, you should offer him 10 grand. You can ask Adam. You can vouch for it. Now, yep, the rumor was 4Extra wanted 50. Some people felt like that was too much. Quite a bit of time had passed at this point. And I said to Adam, look, man, he was like, I don't know if I would. I feel like it's not worth 10. And I said, maybe to you it's not worth 10. But I said, I feel like giving him 10 grand and putting 10 grand in his pocket, I feel like is enough for him to feel like you did right by him. And it's enough to patch up that relationship. And it's enough to open that door for you guys to get back together and do content again. And I said to him, look, you and him was a good team. You made great stuff together. I think for just to make him a offering of peace, call him and say, bro, I got 10K for you. Let's squash the beef. Like, let's do some content. I'm gonna put 10K in your pocket, and we're gonna patch this up. And Adam, in front of me, he said, yeah, I want to patch it up. And I've talked him down. I've talked him down from being like, bro, this guy's, bro, how's he not appreciative for all the stuff that I did for him in the past? I've talked him down, and I've said, just call him and say you'll give him 10K and patch it up. He's got his phone out. He's tried to make the call. It's rung off. And I'm kind of like, it's tense. And I'm said, like, maybe just give him another chance. Let's give it 5 minutes. Just try and call again. And I can't remember. I might be remembering this wrong. But either the second or third time that shit, like, it was like the call was blocked or whatever. I don't know whether the call was blocked or it just rung off or it was just, he wasn't answering the call. And unfortunately, I felt like I saw in that moment, I felt like when I convinced Adam, look, offer him 10K, and like, I feel like that would be a good way to just rekindle and get the relationship back on track. It's not worked out. And then I feel like being ignored in that moment, I feel like that's hurt Adam's ego. And then he's really been on some like, nah, fuck this. Like, nah, fuck it, fuck him. And that was hard for me to take because I felt like I was in the middle of this thing. I'd met 4Extra, I'd become friendly with him at this trip at the zoo. And I felt like, man, well, I was so close to getting this relationship back on track. I don't know if 4Extra would have accepted that, but I feel like that would have been worth it to just say, like, even for him, just like, bro, you wasn't happy about what happened, but Adam's heart's in the right place and he didn't mean it like that. And like, take 10K and do a little bit of content and then just rebuild the relationship from there. And you could be getting monthly, or you could do a celebrity, whatever, it's a celebrity, but I don't know. All right. But just, I felt like that was a good way to get there. And it didn't work out, man. And that was sad for me because I just felt like I've had the best intentions for this thing. And I've wanted Adam and 4Extra to just try and squash this thing. So time passes. All right. And there ain't no 4Extra interview happened. Ain't no one talking about what's going on or like who's going to pick up the interviews. I just don't know what's going on. All right. And I ain't heard from 4Extra at this point. Okay. Let me just, I just need a little pick me up right now. So I get a call out the blue from 4Extra. All right. Excuse the pump. Out the blue. He calls me and he says, what's good, man? I said, how you been? I'm low key. I'm so glad to hear from him, right? And okay, in between this, I've sent him voice notes and messages just of support. I've never heard back from him. I said, bro, I hope you're okay. I'm so sorry to see what's happened. Like, I'm here for you. Like, big ups, all gonna be good. I've done one video about him. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I've done one video about him, but I've talked about him super positively. Okay, I've done this video. This is not the end of 4Extra. All right. And I talked positively about him. I retold the story of meeting him. Talked about exactly what happened. Okay. And I see this here. We'll get to this in a minute. Right. So that's happened. All right. And in the midst of this, okay, this is the one thing I forgot. Probably about a week before he called me, And I've sent him messages and I'm been like, oh, giving him support. And I'm like, bro, I'm going to cover what you got going on. Like, it's no disrespect. Anyway, I've done a documentary about his life story in between. And I've not heard from him. So I'm just thinking, bro, this is what I do. I don't ask people for permission to do videos about them. But I've thought, I'm going to do a video about 4Extra. I'm going to be very respectful. I'm going to tell his life story. I'm going to just break it down. I'm going to explain meeting him, all of this stuff. And obviously, we're going to lead up to the very sad situation that happened. So I've done this. He's called me. All right. And I'm thinking, like, I'm so glad to hear from him. I'm relieved that I'm hearing from him, but I'm also kind of like, I hope I'm not in trouble with him. But he's like, no, it's cool. I see the video you did about me. It was very respectful. Everything you've done about me has been very respectful. I appreciate it. And I'm like, bro, I'm so glad to hear from you. I just hope you're okay. I hope you're recovering okay, all this stuff. And then he says to me, I want you to do my interview. And I'm like, really, man? Like, look, I'm kind of like, well, let's think about it. Let's go back and let's talk about it. Okay. So, you know, we hang up. We end up getting on the phone again a little bit down the line. And he basically says to me, and this is where I feel like, you know, again, I'm not saying nothing negative about 4Extra. That's somebody that I would consider a friend. But also I just feel like the way that this went down was disappointing to me. And I feel like I wasn't valued in this whole thing as far as me hosting this interview and how it ended up. 4Extra said to me, he said, I want you to host my interview. He didn't say, it wasn't, you got to pay me 50K. There was no money exchanging hands. He said, I want you to host my comeback interview. I want to put it on my platform. I want to start a Patreon and I want to start making my own money from this content thing. I want ownership. And I said, you know what? I love that idea. I want to support you as a friend. You tell me when and where. I'm turning up to host your interview and I'm going to help you set up a Patreon. I'll help you with your rollout. I'll help you plan your rollout. And he said, yeah, we need to clip it up. We need to make sure it's clips and we need to make sure the rollout's handled properly. And we want to make sure no one can steal the content and that there's, you know, everything's planned out. It was a rollout. It's drip feed it. We don't want people to just rip the content and upload it. I said, I got you, man. I want to help you have a chance to get your own platform going. And I've said to him, look, you're going to set up a Patreon. We're going to have it uncut on Patreon. We're going to have it on different platforms. We're going to have clips. We're going to roll this out. And this is going to build you an infrastructure where you can start making content and you could be making, who knows? I'm thinking 2, 3, 4, maybe at a certain point, if you lock in for a few months and you make this and then you follow up and you keep making content off the back, excuse the pun, off the back of this, okay, you could be making 5, 10K a month off your own platform within a few months. I want to help you do this. So that's what we agreed. Now, a few things didn't really go to plan that kind of, I didn't let that stop me because I felt like I'm trying to help my friend out and I'm going to deliver him a result. The original plan was going to be 4Extra was going to organize everything. All I had to do is turn up and host the interview for his platform. Now, a day or so before the interview, he says, oh, my filmer's not available. What are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Like, my cameraman's dropped out. He basically says, can you provide a cameraman? And I'm like, okay, cool. All right. And this is just my friend I'm helping out. So I reach into my pocket, I hire a cameraman, and then also just to make sure that I'm safe. Like, again, this is just off my own back. I'm not expecting anything from this, but it's like, okay, I've hired the cameraman, I got armed security, I got driver just to make sure that I'm good in the hood, basically, all right? People say I'm a bitch for having security, but at the end of the day, and it's not for 4Extra, that's just to keep an eye on my back, keep a watch out, make sure no one's going to run up and try and rob us, mess with us, you know what I mean? So I've got a car, a driver, a private security, and a cameraman. So I pull up, in the 40s, I do the whole interview. And again, I've planned it out very meticulously. I've got really good questions. It's all planned out. It's all deep dive, emotional. We go into the spot where he lost his fingers and went through this situation. It's just really sad. And the agreement was I was going to come to the block, host this interview. It would be in the location where the accident happened, and that would be the content. Now, a few things didn't go to plan. And there was an aspect to this that hurt my feelings a little bit. And I wonder whether 4Extra would even know what I'm about to say or not. But his manager, Lupe, obviously, shout out to Lupe. She's obviously infamous for, discovering people like Crip Mac or whatever, managing 4Extra at a certain point. She said to me, and again, I just feel like I need to get this off my chest because I feel like the whole story has been kind of convoluted and no one's got my side of the story. She said to me, oh, okay, the plan is we're going to do the interview with you. It's going to be on 4Extra's platform. And then we're going to circle back and kind of squash the thing with Adam. And basically we're going to do the comeback with you, and then we're going to start doing content with other people, and then we basically going to have the argument with Adam be squashed, and then he's going to do content in No Jumper, and then he's going to be back around and just going to be in the content space, maneuvering, making money, and doing well. So I'm thinking, okay, he's low-key hating on Adam, but then also it's like the plan is that for content, we're going to break the seal and do the comeback interview with Ross. Then we're going to have, maybe there's going to be beef with Adam that gets squashed that then leads to content, and everyone's going to make money and have success. That's what I'm getting told. And I basically didn't tell Adam that I was doing the interview with 4 Extra because I didn't want to tell it to him and then it not happen. I didn't want it to get cancelled last minute, even right up to the point like I think we was waiting for 4 Extra maybe an hour. Obviously we get to the 40s, no one's there. I'm thinking, he's going to get cold feet and not turn up. So I think we waited for an hour. We eventually got the call and he turned up. But like, I didn't even want to say to Adam, I'm doing this thing, and then it don't happen. I look like a goofy, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'll just wait. If I do it, and then I'll tell him I've done it. So we do the interview. Everything that you saw in the interview where we're outside the laundromat, that gets recorded. That happens. There's nothing said about Adam. There's no shit talking, none of that. Now, one thing that did upset me, and I'll just keep it very real, this was meant to be a secret. I wanted it to just be like, yo, boom, here's the interview with 4 Extras on his platform, and it would just go crazy viral. 4 Extras manager Lupe, for some reason, she decided to take a picture of me interviewing 4 Extra and post it while I was still there. That was disappointing to me because it leaked that this interview was happening, and you might notice that was months ago, right? So it's like, not only did it leak and kind of spoil the fact that I was even there doing the interview, and then it's like, it kind of killed the momentum, and then the interview didn't come out for months afterwards. So it was almost like, it would have been better if it's like, save that picture for like a few days before. Then it's like, okay, oh my God, Ross is there. Oh, now the first clip's coming out. This was a whole rollout. And again, bear in mind, I thought we was doing this for his platform. So I'm thinking, okay, if you get a picture of me there, we don't post it until 5 days before we're about to drop the first clip. I was going to edit a trailer, and then I was going to get all these clips all lined up so that it all led up to the big moment where we had the end of the interview. Now, that was a shame. Not everyone moves the same as I do. So that's okay. I mean, that just is what it is. But here's where I was a little bit, I felt a little bit played. What ended up happening was we do the interview and nothing's said about Adam. We don't even talk about Adam. We don't talk about No Jumper. And I'm thinking, like, it's not even that interesting. Like, I'm more interested in 4 Extra's harrowing story of what happened. So I'm thinking we're done with the interview. We wrapping up. We're about to go home. And bear in mind, like, I've paid for the cameraman. I paid for security. I paid for a driver. I paid for a car, yada, yada, yada. I'm thinking it's cool. And I've called Adam. I'm just hopped in the back of the black truck while we're taking a break. The interview's basically done. I'm thinking we're about to go home. I've called Adam and I said, look, man, I just wanted to call you and let you know. And I think he already had an inkling. I think people had already, like, Whack 100 somehow knew that I was going to do a 4 Extra interview like 2 days before. I bumped into him and he was just like, oh, so you're doing the 4 Extra? I'm thinking, how do you know that? But anyway, people talk. So I'm thinking Adam knew, but I basically, as soon as the interview's done, I'm basically like just leaving. I'm in the car thinking we're going to drive home. I've said, look, I'm just calling you out of respect, man, just as a friend. I just want to let you know I just did the 4 Extra interview. Like, I'm just letting you know. I didn't want to say until it happened. Just respectfully, I'm letting you know as a friend, it happened. It's all good. He ain't saying nothing about you. And it's happening. It's coming out. I'm just giving you a courtesy call. And he said, cool, I respect that, appreciate that. I like to do right by the people in my life. I hop out the car, and then 4 Extra says, yeah, now we're going to do part 2. And I really don't like when people do that to me, man. People spring stuff on me. I'm definitely somebody, I get very anxious and I like to know the plan. And when things go off plan, that makes me very anxious. That makes me very upset. And it makes me not feel good about my situations and my relationships. And so 4 Extra says, yeah, we got to go do part 2 now. And I'm thinking, it's not what we agreed, man. And like, now I'm paying overtime for a security, for a car, for a driver, for a camera guy. So it ends up like this unagreed part 2 probably cost me like, the whole thing probably cost me like 2,000. And again, I'm happy to, look, bro, I'm okay with money. Like, I'm happy to spend 2,000 to help my friend out. So I'm not tripping on that, but it's kind of like, that's not what we agreed. I'm trying to have a little something going on that night. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm like, okay, cool. Let's get this done. So then you see part 2 when we go to that hotel. We were 4 Extra. We're in the hotel, we're in a penthouse, all of that stuff. And again, I'm kind of thinking like, I've just spoke to Adam, right? So we sit down, do the interview. And obviously That's where you see the clip that just went out of him talking about, I hate Adam. I want to kill Adam. I would never go on No Jumper again. And I'm just thinking, man, like, you guys played me. Like, Lupe told me before, like, yeah, it's cool. We're going to squash it with Adam and do content with Adam down the line. I've done the interview. I'm thinking it's over with. I've called Adam and just as a courtesy call and basically been like, it's cool. There's no disrespect in the interview. And then we've gone for a part 2 that wasn't agreed upon. And you talking about you want to kill Adam and you hate Adam and you'd never go on No Jumper and it's disrespect. And I felt played. And again, it's like, if 4Extra's entitled to feel how he feels, I'm never going to tell him not to feel how he feels. But I feel like the way that went down, just it put me in a really uncomfortable spot, man. And even if you ain't seeing eye to eye with Adam, Adam's done right by me, man. I really didn't like being put in that position. And that was tough, man. That was sad for me. Like, I'm like, bruh, like, I've just caught. I know it's like, bruh, now it's like you put me in a bad situation. I'm getting used as a pawn in a beef that I tried to squash. I was there with Adam trying to squash it, put money in 4Extra's pocket. So that goes the way it goes, man. And we finish up the interview. I go home. I'm just thinking, bruh, like, this is just, bruh, like, why you got to put me in that position, bro? Like, it would have been cool if that's what it was from the first part, and I could have called Adam and said, look, heads up, man, dude's talking shit about you. I didn't know it was going to go down like that. Or if Lupe had if they had said to me before, yo, we're going to do an interview and we're going to talk a bunch of shit about Adam, I wouldn't have agreed to do the interview because that's my friend. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you guys didn't see an eye to eye, but that's my friend. So I wouldn't have agreed to do the interview if I knew that's how it was going to go down, to be honest. And even if we had agreed to do the interview and he would have talked his shit about Adam in the first half, I would have even felt better to just say to Adam, hey, man, look, I'll be honest with you. I did the 4Extra interview, and just to keep it real, he's talking a gang shit about you. But now it's like, I've just called him and said everything's cool, and then you've sprung part 2 on me, and then suddenly it's not cool. I'm like, bro, you're making me look like an asshole, and I've tried to be clean-hearted in this whole situation. So, boom. Jump forward. I've put together the interview. I've said to him, yo, look, I'll help you set up a Patreon. I'll help you do this. I'll help you do that and the other, man. And look, 4Extra, my friend, this is no disrespect to 4Extra, but I'm just going to be honest, all right? Because everybody's had their little thing to say about me. My personal conversations getting aired out. People talking about what I'm involved in. I'll just keep it real. I've said, look, I've got this ready. I've got clips. I've clipped this up for you. This is going to go on your platform. We're going to get your platform lit. We're going to get your Patreon going, your channel going. Like, I'm trying to put you in position to make money. And then 4X just sprung it on me again, man. He's just said, fuck all that. We ain't doing it on my platform. He said, you need to put it on your channel, and we splitting up the money. And I'm like, bro, that's not what we agreed. That's not what I do. I don't do splits. I have a team that I pay a salary. They do their thing. I take the risk. There's some months I lose money, and there's some months where I profit, all right? But I have a team that I pay their salary. Sometimes the videos don't hit, and I lose money, okay? And I do this for the love of the game. I don't do splits. I don't do contracts. I don't have external people auditing my channel's books and my numbers. That's not how I do things, and that's not what we agreed. And again, if that was what you said, if you just said I'm going to talk a gang of shit about Adam, I probably wouldn't have agreed to do the interview. If we just said at the start, we're doing this on your channel, I'm now involved as a partner in content that's on your platform, I would not have agreed to do the content. So that really put me in an uncomfortable position where I just like, bros, not only that, but also this was low-key a bit of a rough patch for my channel. That time of the year, my main channel wasn't doing so good. Obviously, I've started getting this second channel going really well, and I'm really grateful for that. But it's like, this was a low point for my channel. So I'm like, bro, I don't even do interviews like that. Like, you telling me we putting content on my channel. This isn't an interview platform. This platform isn't built for interviews. That's not what this is. Like, that's just not how, that's not the business I'm in, man. And so we having a really uncomfortable back and forth about this. And then like later down the line, a little bit of time passes and I'm thinking, bro, I don't even know if this is going to come out now. Cause it's like, that's not what I agreed to. That's just not what I do. It doesn't make sense for me. And then a little bit of time passes and he says, well, if we can't do it on your platform, you need to find me a deal. And this is, again, this is hurting my feelings because it's like, bro, I've done this on the pretenses of I'm helping you get your platform going. And why can't you just trust the process? You're going to have a way better outcome. You're going to have a platform. You might make 5K a month for the rest of the year, for the 2 years, 3 years. I'm giving you a beginning on your platform, and you kind of throwing it back in my face and it's not good enough. And I'm just like, man, and he talking about you need to get me a deal, you need to sell this to Netflix. I'm just like, bro, like this isn't, we didn't, if we'd have said we need to film a project that's the quality that we could sell it to Netflix, it's a completely different approach. If you telling me we're doing something to launch your platform, it's completely different. If you're telling me we're doing something for the Trap Law Ross platform, that's a completely different approach. So he telling me you need to sell this, we need to get a deal with Netflix. I'm like, bro, like that's, and you put it, I'm like, bro, this isn't a Netflix project. My dream is to have it's my dream to have a documentary series on Netflix. That's one of my big holy grail goals in life with my career. I'm trying to explain, like, bro, if I could get Netflix deals, I would be having Netflix deals. I'm not that, like, you telling me to go in a week and do the goal for you that I've been trying to do myself for over a decade, right? For 10 years straight. And I'm just like, bro, this is just, I just don't, I'm thinking, I don't know if this is going to come out. Like, I don't know. You put me in such an uncomfortable situation. So anyway, come from there. He basically just saying to me, like, I'm like, bro, like, you need to take you need to trust me and put this on your platform. You need to get your platform going, bro. The biggest and best outcome for this is for you to use this to launch your platform and have a sustainable income from your platform going forward. You don't want to do it, man. It was just no. It was just a no. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested. I'm just like, bro, it's so disappointing, man, because I'm putting you in position. It's like no good deed goes unpunished. I'm trying to do a good thing and it's not good enough, and then you turning it back around on me and coming at me with aggression. So that's super disappointing. And then he's basically saying, you need to find me a deal. You need to find me a deal. Now, again, I heard that Lupe told me that he'd been offered a $20,000 deal from Channel 5, Andrew Callahan, to do the interview. Now, I don't know exactly how true that was, but that's what she said to me. She said, oh, she could probably get 20. I'm saying that's a good, like, can we get that? Like, that's a good deal. And apparently I'm hearing it's not enough. He wants more money. He wants Netflix. And it's like, I just don't know where to go with this. And so he's just saying he wants a deal. He wants a deal. I'm not knowing how to get a deal. So I'm thinking, look, what's a platform that actually has interviews? And ironically, the best platform where this could have gone, it was No Jumper. And he's not seeing eye to eye with Adam. So I'm thinking, bro, I'm racking my brains. And the only person I could really think of where I'm like, this content will actually fit and do its best, because I don't have an interview platform. Even I don't want it to be on my platform because it doesn't really fit. I don't have it. The one person who got an LA gangster interview platform is Cam Capone. So I've hit Cam Capone up. And again, I'm going to keep it real. I've hit Cam Capone up and basically said, look, I'm trying to find a place for this for extra content to live, where it's going to get seen by the most people. It's going to give him a good outcome. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Cam Capone was, he was kind of disrespectful with his first offer. Because I said, look, I'm trying to find a deal. You haven't got to do anything. It's upload the content and basically I'm trying to get a good deal. And I said, I feel like a good deal would be, I'm just literally giving you the content. It's edited, it's clipped, like 80-20. And the goal on this guy, bro, this guy said, oh yeah, 80-20 for me, right? I'm just like, bro, you crazy? Really? He thinking he getting 80% and I've paid for this whole thing. And I'm just thinking, bro, this is such a shame, because it's like 4Extra's not trusting me and putting this on his own platform. He getting into a deal with somebody that he would rather get into a deal with somebody that had absolutely no care for his best interests, because he doesn't trust the process with the deal that I, with my clean heart, put together for him to have his own platform to go off. So I'm just thinking, like, bro, this sad, man. Like, this sad at this point. Like, can't you just trust the process? So anyway, we go back and forth, and I'm just like, bro, that's a crazy disrespectful offer. But at the same time, it's like, this is the situation we're in. He don't want to do it on his own platform. I don't know why, but he don't want to do it on his own platform. So I've basically said, look, that's just out of line, bro. You're going to need to do it, but we're going to need to do better than that. I said, look, at the very least, you can do 50-50. And again, I don't want to say I regret this, but I was kind of like, I had to bite my tongue, because it's like, I let myself get screwed out of this deal, but also my intentions from the start of this was to gift 4Extra something that he could get his own platform going with. Now, I didn't want to renege on that and be like, well, I need to get 30% of this deal. I'm 2K in the hole for this project. I tried to just limit myself and say, look, this was a good deed. If 4Extra doesn't want to accept the good deed and do it the way that I want him to do it for him to get the best outcome of it, it just needs to stay as a good deed. So I said, look, you don't have to give me anything out of the deal, but you need to give him a more fair deal than taking 80% for nothing. Crazy. So I've said to him, like, look, 50-50 at the very least. But like, really, like, we've gone back and forth, and basically what we've ended up getting is I'm pretty again, here's the thing, I don't know, right? The last conversation I had, we're talking about this, it's not agreed, we're just floating the idea. And I think the last conversation I had was that Cam was talking about, okay, 60-40 split in 4Extra's favor, 60 for 4Extra, 40 for him, and he does all the clipping, he does the TikToks and all of that stuff, and then 4Extra does an interview on Cam Capone afterwards to talk about the situation, and then basically Cam gets 60% of the interview, the new interview on Cam Capone about the interview that I did with him. And Trap Lord Ross gets nothing. Zero. All right? Because I'm a nice guy. I wanted to do this as a favor. This was supposed to be 4Extra launching his platform. He didn't want to launch his own platform. Cool. That's how he wanted to play it. So he got 60%, I guess, of the revenue. Now, here's the thing. And this is why I want to get my feelings about this situation out. The last conversation I have, they negotiating, they saying, okay, maybe 60, blah, blah, blah. It's not set in stone. It's not agreed. It's like, okay, is this something we're going to do? Okay. And I send the interview. I say, go check it out. I don't hear anything from anyone for weeks. And then I get a text. And who's the text? I get a text, not from 4Extra, not from Cam Capone. I get a text from Adam22, my friend. And he says, oh yeah, I just saw your 4Extra clip dropped on Cam Capone. And I say, really? I didn't know that. Like, Cam ain't text me. 4Extra ain't no one told me. So I'm hearing about this from Adam22. And I've looked it up, and like, there it was. They ain't tell me they made the deal. They ain't tell me they confirmed the deal. They ain't tell me it was, they didn't even give me a courtesy message. I ain't even get a thank you from Cam Capone for this free content that cost him nothing. You're getting 40% for nothing. All right. So I've done a good deed for 4Extra and it's fell in Cam Capone's lap. They ain't even give me a courtesy text to say, yo, by the way, we dropping this. All right. So I'm thinking, bruh, like, okay. At least my friend Adam22 texted me and told me it was coming out. I have no idea. I had no idea the content was coming out. So, I mean, that's kind of the end of the story. That's kind of the end of the story. Like, that's and now I'm seeing Adam's challenging 4Extra to box. He's entitled to feel how he feels. 4Extra's entitled to feel how he feels. But I ain't make a penny out of this. I'm 2K down. You know, no disrespect. I've not fallen out with it. 4Extra's cool. We can still be friends. But like, I just feel like recently I've had so much shit where I've tried to help people and put people in position, friends from America, from the UK, and it just, people just be throwing it back in my face, man. Like, you know, people just be like trampling all over my feelings and just like, oh yeah, just Ross, not only is Ross getting nothing out of this and he's 2K down, like, we ain't even going to tell him it's dropping. We ain't even going to courtesy tell him it's dropping. Like, bruh, like, the fuck? Like, I'm seeing, and it's like, I'm good with money. It's like, I'm cool with money, right? But it's like, I'm seeing these clips, and I still ain't got no text from Cam Capone. Like, bruh, like, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm seeing clips with nearly 200K. Like, you're welcome, bro. But I ain't heard nothing from nobody, man. And 4Extra did message me and he said, yo, call me. That's all he said. He just said, call me. And I'm kind of just feeling like right now, I just don't really want to talk, man. I just don't really want to talk to anyone. I feel like there's been a lot of people recently who I've done favors for from all around the world. And it's just not really been grateful. And I feel like in the last couple of weeks, I tell you what, I've had so many people texting me unrelated to this, asking for favors. It's favors. No one ever texts me and offers me. No one ever hits Trap Lord Ross up and says, yo, I got to play for you. Oh, well, sometimes, right. Couple people have, right? But it's like people within my circle that I'm really cool with. But it's just so many people, they just want. They ask. No one ever hits me and is like, let me do something for you and then I'll ask you. It's just people that I barely even know just asking for favors. And it's like, you know what? I think I'm good, like, on doing favors for people now. I'm good on going out of pocket to help people out. I'm good on getting asked, come on my platform. Like, I'm good. Like, I got my own platforms going. All right, I'm gonna just go on my own platforms, okay? So look, that's my piece. That's the 4Extra interview story. All right, I feel like the experience was quite disappointing. I feel like I did the right thing, and my heart is still clean. I've still got a pure heart about what happened. I just feel like I'm just kind of over trying to put people in position, because I just feel like every time I try and do it, it's never enough. People are like, it's never enough. People aren't happy, and then they be mad at me. Like, that's kind of why I'm not really trying to talk to 4Extra right now, because it's just like he probably mad at me about, oh, Adam's had a response, or, you know, oh, this didn't go. I don't even know. Like, I don't know if he's getting screwed over on the Cam Capone deal, because like no one ever followed up with me. I'm seeing this, right. It's like, it's saying 4Extra firework accident, $9.99 a month tier. Like, this, I didn't hear about this. Like, no one ever asked me this. Like, I don't know if 4Extra's getting a piece of this. Y'all just made the deal, didn't even talk to me. We had one conversation, and then the content's up online, and Adam's telling me the content's up online. So I don't know if he's getting a piece of this. I don't know if he's getting his 60%. I don't know if this was a finesse where Cam's got this going on the side and he's just keeping all the money from this. Like, I ain't never signed any contracts on anything to do with this project. Like, I had one phone call, I sent him a link to the video, and then I'm seeing it's on his channel. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm just drop me out of this situation. Okay, I'm glad that 4Extra was able to have his comeback interview. I think the numbers have been really good. I think the comments have been really good. I feel like people are appreciating his side of the story and sympathizing with him. I'm glad for that. I think it would have been better on his own platform. I think it would have done the same, if not better numbers on his own platform. He would have kept all the money. He would have been able to get recurring revenue. He would have been able to follow that up with more content. He didn't want to do that. I feel like it would have been good if he'd answered the phone when Adam called him, and I was telling Adam that he needs to give him $10,000. He would have had $10,000 in his pocket. You know, he feels how he feels about Adam, and I feel like the same goes for Adam. Like, you know, maybe Adam could have played it differently and just not been to the point where it's like mad disrespectful and hurt going on both sides. But like, I can't tell anyone how to feel. So from now on, I'm gonna stay out of shit. I'm going to leave people to it. I'm going to just focus on my own platform. Okay. So everybody, don't text me for no favors. 2026, don't even bother texting me for no favors, right? If you got a favor for me, maybe 2026, maybe someone going to hit me up and be like, hey man, like, why don't I gift you a piece of free content for you to make money out of? Like, I'll believe it when I see it, man. But anyway, that's the story, man. Shout out to everybody involved. 4Extra, Cam Capone, Adam22, everyone. 2026, man, just focus on yourself. That's what I'm doing, okay? I ain't doing no favors. I ain't doing no little. It's like, Ross, can you do this? Can you do that? No, not 2026. No, it's a firm no. All right. So everyone else, it's a no. Whatever you want to ask me to do next year, it's a nah. Not happening. So yeah, go and check out the videos and the Cam Capone clips on his channel with 4Extra. Go run it up. I want 4Extra to get his shares and keep running it up and doing his thing. And, you know, if he chooses to get his own platform going at some point, I'd salute that. But for now, it is what it is, man. So yeah, I hope you found that interesting, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I needed to get that off my chest, to be honest, because this has been eating me alive, okay? And it was crazy to just get a text from Adam just being like, yo, I see your shit on Cam Capone. I'm like, shit, really? Like, okay. Like, no one told me that. But anyway, shout out to Adam, man. But yeah, that's it, man. See you guys next video. Peace.